The moment Harry and Meghan quietly volunteered with their children for Thanksgiving at Our Big Kitchen, Los Angeles, something very predictable happened. Not heartwarming, not reflective, not introspective. No, what happened was panic. Absolute palace-level panic, because once again, the Sussexes showed up, did the work, and reminded everyone what real service actually looks like. And right on cue, Willy and his ever-loyal film crew sprinted out the door to do the exact same thing. Same concept, same optics, same feeding people moment, same carefully framed charity visit. The difference? Timing, intention, and authenticity. Harry and Meghan didn't announce it first. There were no pre-roll teasers, no dramatic countdowns, no exclusive leaks warming up the press. They volunteered with their kids because Thanksgiving is about gratitude, community, and service. Radical idea, I know. They brought Archie and Lilibet not to perform, not to pose, but to participate, to learn, to understand that privilege means responsibility, that giving back is not seasonal cosplay, it's a lifestyle. And suddenly, within what felt like minutes, here comes Prince William at Passage Charity, cameras locked, angles ready, crew in formation like it's a Marvel movie. Because heaven forbid the Sussexes demonstrate compassion without the palace rushing to replicate the visuals. Let's be honest, this wasn't coincidence, this wasn't parallel thinking, this was copy and paste royalty with a panic filter slapped on top. The Sussexes are the footprint. Everyone else just follows the trail, hoping no one notices who made it first. And this pattern? Oh, we've seen it before. Every single time Harry and Meghan do something rooted in genuine service, mental health initiatives, community support, disaster relief, volunteering with intention, suddenly the palace discovers a similar cause they've apparently cared about all along. Funny how that works. But what really exposes the difference is the kids. Harry and Meghan allow their children to experience service. No scripts, no stiff interactions, no emotional prompting for the cameras. Just real moments of learning and empathy. Archie and Lilibet aren't props, they're participants. Meanwhile, over in copycat land, we get poor Prince George being gently coached through a moment that should have been private, meaningful, and personal. A moment involving Diana, his grandmother, a woman whose legacy looms large over all of this. And yet, George had to be told, on camera, who Diana was. Let that sink in. Not through lived stories, not through everyday presence, not through a natural connection, but through a filmed explanation. She was my mum, delivered like a museum audio guide. That wasn't tender, that wasn't touching, that was awkward, that was stiff, that was emotional hand-holding for the sake of optics, and it said far more than the palace probably intended. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Harry lives Diana's legacy. William archives it. Harry speaks about his mother as a guiding force, how she shaped his values, his empathy, his refusal to look away from suffering. He honors her by action, by showing up, by protecting his family, by choosing compassion over performance. William, on the other hand, seems perpetually stuck explaining Diana instead of embodying her, introducing her to his son like a historical figure rather than a living influence. And the difference is glaring. That's why when Harry and Meghan volunteer, it feels natural. When William does it, it feels scheduled. And look, there is nothing wrong with feeding people. Charity is charity. Helping is helping. But intention matters. Timing matters, and context matters. When one family consistently leads with quiet service and another consistently follows with cameras, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. One is about impact, the other is about image repair. The Sussexes don't rush to counter-narratives. They don't scramble to keep up. They just do the work. And ironically, that's exactly what keeps breaking the internet. Because the public isn't stupid. People recognize authenticity when they see it. They know the difference between service rooted in values and service deployed as a response. Harry and Meghan volunteering with their kids for Thanksgiving wasn't about headlines. It was about teaching gratitude. It was about community. It was about showing their kids that privilege doesn't mean distance. It means involvement. And that's why the palace reaction felt so frantic. You could practically hear the internal memo, they're volunteering, we need something similar. Get the cameras, get William, find a food charity. And so they did, because the monarchy doesn't lead anymore, it reacts. The Sussexes set the tone, the palace adjusts the lighting. And let's be clear, this isn't about competition, it's about exposure. Harry and Meghan didn't ask to be copied, they didn't issue a challenge, they simply showed up as they always do, and the response revealed everything. It revealed that the Sussexes are operating from a place of purpose, while the palace is operating from a place of optics management. It revealed that Harry understands Diana's legacy as something to live, not narrate. It revealed that children learn compassion best by doing, not by posing. And it revealed that no matter how many film crews rush out the door, authenticity cannot be replicated on command. The Sussexes didn't just volunteer, they reminded the world what leadership without titles looks like. And that's the part that truly rattles the institution, because Harry and Meghan are doing what the monarchy claims to stand for, without the crown, without the control, without the choreography. And people notice. That's why the press scrambles. That's why the palace mirrors. That's why the narrative always shifts after they move. They are the blueprint. They are the standard. And everyone else, just trying to catch up, one camera angle at a time. So yes, while one family quietly feeds people and teaches their children empathy, another rushes to recreate the image. While one honors Diana through lived values, another explains her through sound bites. And while one builds legacy through action, another preserves relevance through reaction. And the difference couldn't be clearer if it tried. Because real service doesn't need a rush order. Real compassion doesn't need a film crew. And real legacy? You don't explain it, you live it.